Welcome back, everyone, to our March edition of the 2023 podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about the Nationals upcoming, both junior and senior. So we've got two people from the host committees from each. Who do we have coming from the juvenile Nationals, Chad?
We've got Mr. Les Bilodeau. He is from Debden, Saskatchewan, and is part of the host committee of the Juvenile Nationals, and he's really excited to get it rolling.
As am I.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get out there, at least. And then coming from the east, for our senior nationals, we have Martin Chagnon, and he's part of the host committee in Longueuil, Quebec. So let's get them both in here and start grilling them with some questions.
It's my favorite part.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome. Hello.
All right. Well, we got some questions for you guys. So let's start off with an easy one. Just tell us a bit about yourselves and how you got into Broomball. Let's start with Martin. Is it
Okay.
Martin or Martin?
Whatever you like. Martin is a more
Okay.
Frenchier version of it. All fine. So Martin Chagnon, part of the organizing committee, one of the 5 members. I'll talk about the other members later on during the podcast, but I played Broomball for a little over 35 years. I'm now retired from Broomball, but still started when I was in high school. Back then we had leagues among the schools here. Same thing for college. Then moved on to university where I joined a senior team. Attended a few senior championship with the Titans, Contrecoeur Titans from Quebec. 4 years with the Quebec Federation, and here I am.
Awesome.
Les, how about yourself?
Oh, Les from Debden, Saskatchewan, current president of the Debden Speedballs. I'm in charge of all the categories and coach all the categories for U14, U16, U20, and senior men. And I was going to start a mixed program this year, but it's got pushed to next year with the whole host committee stuff here this year. And I'm also part of the host committee. Unfortunately, as a kid, I didn't have a lot of opportunity to play broomball. In the 80s, I followed my parents to the rink to a lot of broomball tournaments when it was popular. I finally got my first chance to play in 96 as a junior, and then finally got back into it in 2010 as an adult and played a few years there. But most of my broomball career, I guess, is more as a coach, organizer, president, that kind of stuff than a player, but still a fun part, still fun to be that part of the game as well. So
For sure,
Awesome.
for sure.
Thanks. Well, thanks, gentlemen, for joining us on our podcast here. It's been a while since Cam and I have done one, so we may be a little rusty, so you're gonna have to bear with us a little bit. But next question, I guess, Les, we're gonna just stick right with you since you're well versed in the conversation. Just take us through a glimpse of what the week's going to look like and what everyone can expect at Juvenile Nationals in Saskatoon. Like the athlete meeting, team pictures, opening ceremonies, all that kind of stuff. Banquet.
yeah, like we're kind of lucky here, I guess, this year that we have a large committee since we are kind of hosting it all the towns together as an SBA. Sask Broomball Association group. So we've got a lot of ideas and people involved. So I think it'll go off without a hitch, hopefully, but you're going to have your typical coming in Tuesday, get your practices in, your registration, some nice team pictures, always such a good memory to have. And then we'll start those games like always on Wednesday. The opening ceremonies, I'm pretty excited about. Me and Darcy are kind of in charge of that. We've got a few things just to try to make it a little more exciting since it's the 30th year this year. So gonna have a few surprises on the ice. few things to make it exciting for the athletes and the fans.
Don't give too much away, Les. Don't give
No, I don't
too
want to
much
give too
away.
much away. That's why I'm saying there'll be some few surprises, but you know, just keep that going, and we'll keep those games going throughout the week. You know, I'll have the banquet Friday. We also have a few surprises for the banquet as well. Just you know, make something a little different there that we're quite excited about, and I think the athletes will be excited about as well. So, and then those Saturday playoff games that mean the most to everybody that you've worked for up all week. So everything's planned out pretty good. We've had steady meetings, and I'm excited about the merchandise. I'm excited about, you know, the signage. Everything is going to be top notch this year. So
Right on. That sounds wonderful. Like, yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's not that far away if you really think about it. So we're getting excited, getting down to the crunch. I know a lot of stuff going on in the background for sure on our end.
yeah.
Martin, how about yourself? How are things looking for the senior event? You guys must be pretty busy as well.
Yeah, very busy. We still have a few knots to fix on some of the you know, the still some outstanding item, but I think we've got a good glimpse of what's coming up. I think we're starting off on the Monday night with the enthronement of the Hall of Fame inductees this year. Quite excited about that. There's a lot of local folks who will be you know, making it to that Hall of Fame. I think we've got the first goalies ever to make it to this event. You know, it will be concluded that night with the two local teams that are being enthroned, which are the Pogo Rancunier, the men's team, but also I think it's the winningest team and the most medal won by any team with the Huskies, the women's team that will be enthroned. So quite excited about that. We do have the Masters joining us for the senior event this year. So that will make a schedule very tight, although we have the 2 rinks, but you know, adding 5 additional teams and squeeze them in there, it will be long days. That's definitely something we are expecting.
Yeah,
but
it would have been almost better to have another ice pad almost if with that many games, but you know, hindsight's 2020.
Exactly. But so I mean, opening ceremonies, we're looking to maybe take the time to do a little memorial to some of the players who've left us in the last year here from Quebec. So we'll be using that ceremony to make it a little bit more emotional around that. We've got apparels that will be sold on site. We've got major sponsor for the equipment that will be on site as well selling. We've got a great site for the banquet. So all in all, I think it will be a great and exciting week.
I'm excited for it. I haven't played much broomball out in Quebec this year, so it'll be nice to get back into it. Also excited to get back out to Saskatchewan. It's only been a year since I've been out there. So speaking of which, why don't you talk to us about the different venues that the athletes will be using? Are they going to be the same ones that the seniors used last year, Les?
Yeah, Merlis Belcher Center. It's a new building. I had never been before, but I went to visit with the lady that runs the place there to check out every room, dressing room, stands, bleachers, everything I need for my opening ceremonies. And yeah, it's pretty impressive building. It's going to be a great event venue for us. A lot of us towns in Saskatchewan, we play in small old town vintage rinks. So it's going to be nice to actually get out there under the bright lights in a brand new building. And even just playing in Cornwall last year, it just felt like, you know, it was almost a bigger deal, a bigger tournament. So I just seeing the ice surface, I'm excited for the players. It's going to be a nice venue for them. And close by is the host hotel, just perfect placement. It's a nice hotel. Would have been nice if they made the hot tub for team size, but I guess we can move on from that. It's not the end of the world there, but
You can fit
Besides that, it's a
enough
nice
people in
hotel.
there.
What's that, Kevin?
You can fit quite a few people in there, at least half a team. So
Yeah, well, good thing the athletes are skinnier than I am, so they fit a few more than us, than the coaches anyway.
yeah, and then the banquet, is it at the same location as well, or?
Yeah, we're gonna use the same place. It's a nice building, a nice big room, so accommodate everybody. Nice, make sure everybody's got room to move around. Lots of room for your chairs is always important too. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice venue, and I'm excited for everything that we're gonna be putting on here.
Perfect. And Martin, where are we going to be playing in Quebec?
We'll be playing at the Centre Sportif Gaétan Boucher. So I have a few fun facts about this site, actually. So this site was the first ever site used for the juvenile tournament all the way back in 1992. So that's where the first juvenile tournament was held. Since then, it's been used twice for senior tournament in 1996 by the Dragons and in 2004 by the Pogos, or vice versa, Pogos and Dragons. But it's been used twice already, so we're using that. The site is celebrating their 40th year of existence. So the tournament is part of those celebration around that 40th year. So they're making a big hype out of it. Entries to the competition will be free, so we're expecting, a full house for most of the nights, and start especially on the Saturday and the semifinals on the Friday nights. A few fun facts as well is 3 of the current members of the organizing committee were also part of the organizing committee back then in 1992. They were coaches. Their team won gold for men and women of the Ose Quebec teams back then. So Éric Lelièvre, Martin Laflamme, and José Couture are the other members who were part of that. The other member, Martin Langlois, was a player and won gold. So a lot of history with the organizing committee this year. Out of the players who played all the way back then in 1992, we've got 6 women and 5 men who are going to be enthroned in the Hall of Fame this year. So 30 years after, at the same location.
Very cool.
So it's cool. So, and everything's going to be happening there. So the coaches meeting, the referees, the players, everything is happening there. The banquet is at another location because we wanted to make sure we had enough room for, we didn't know if Masters was going to be part of it or not. So we needed flexibility in the amount of space we would need for the banquet. So it's a great location, right, 10 minutes away from the ice rink. So it should be good.
Very cool. I'm super excited.
Yes, it's going to be a fantastic it's going to be a long tournament, long days at the rink, but it's going to be a good event for sure.
Yeah.
So
of course I'll be coaching and playing, so that makes the days even longer. So I'm not excited for that portion, but
well, you know what, Cam, you're a sucker for punishment, I guess. You only got yourself to
I
blame.
do. Yeah, that's it.
Right. So okay. So of course, not everyone's going to be able to attend these in person, right? So let's talk about live streaming. Are we all set up for live streaming, Martin? The
cameras are there. We haven't finalized how we're going to be exposing it, but yes, it will be there. There will be live streaming for everyone to be able to watch the games. We're even thinking about maybe a concept where there's going to be commentators for the final games on the Saturday. So besides just having the pictures of the game, maybe have commentators, just commenting the game as it goes on. So that's
exciting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
Do you know if there's going to be a cost to that, or are you guys planning on a free stream?
We're trying to make it a free stream at this point, and that's when I talked about loose knots not being finalized. That's one of the ones that we're trying, because because we would like to make that free so everybody could just join in whenever they can. So that's what we're working on. But that part is not finalized yet.
Okay.
Okay. Les, what about you?
We've got, like I said, we've got a big committee, and Curtis Anderson's our guy there, making sure we're all set up. He's told us it's going to be all live streamed. It's good. Won't be any announcing. I wish I could announce, but between coaching and running the opening ceremonies and running the banquet and all that, I probably wouldn't have time. But yeah, it would have been a nice feature to have. But yeah, we'll have some live streaming there for everybody, and we'll have all the information out in the Facebook page and website. So just keep your eyes on that, and everybody can join up and watch some fun games.
Yeah, I believe I got maybe a little bit more on that. I think Curtis said that we'd be able to actually stream it to the YouTube channel, the Canada Broomball's YouTube channel. So hopefully that'll be able to do it. It'll be awesome. So I think we're going to be able to do that. And yeah, like you said, Les, it'd be nice to get some announcing going, and I think we can find the time for you. I'll make sure. I'll make sure. I think
Just a
that
suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just a suggestion. I know from talking to the guys from Broomball Central, they do offer the password and stuff. If you guys can't find somewhere to live stream it, you could live stream it to their channel as well, and they've already got some subscribers on there and stuff. So
yeah,
there's that.
Well, we might do it to both then. You never know.
Yeah,
you never know. It wouldn't hurt. That's for sure. You get more eyes on the game, right? So,
exactly.
I know Cam and I were talking about doing a podcast at each event, like just kind of set up there and at the top level, wherever, when people are walking around, just grab people as they're walking by and have a conversation. We don't know how that's going to work out with our schedules, but we'll try to figure something out, right? So
we'll make it work.
That's right. I think it'd be fun.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot more fun, I find, talking in person. You guys are a bit far away from us, so at least we get to talk to you here, but in person is always a better time, I find. Okay, so when they come to visit you guys at night, when you guys shut her down, what can they go and do? Martin, we'll start with you. Aside from St. Catherine Street, what do you got going on in the area?
Well, that was my first pick. I mean, you're 15 minutes away from downtown Montreal and everything it has to offer. So that's definitely a site I would recommend. Although as stated, the schedule will be quite packed, but anybody who can make it, that's where I would probably recommend. There's also a nice area where you've got nightlife, restaurants, sports bar, even games like virtual reality games or anything else what you want to do between games if you want to. It's called Discount, and it's 10 minutes away. It's right in the middle of the two hotels we've picked. So it's a great central place where a lot of the things will be happening. We'll have volunteers on site during all of the event if people want to find a good restaurant, a nice place to go. If they're looking for advice on what to do, where to go, that we're planning on having people just to answer these questions directly at the site. So I mean, Montreal's not known for being boring, so I think
yeah, it's definitely nice spot for me to visit, coming from Ottawa, the city that fun forgot. So
yeah,
really cool to visit.
And like you said, that schedule, I've seen the schedule a few times. It's a tough schedule. It's a long day. I think I might have to just get a cot and stay at the rink.
We'll look for that.
Now, Les, I know I checked out a few spots when I was there last year, but maybe there's something I missed. Any spots you recommend checking out in good old Saskatoon?
Yeah, Saskatoon's not quite Montreal yet, but Montreal does have a longer history in our defense. But Saskatoon's growing all the time. I did get my wife to help me on this one because she does love the city of Saskatoon. So, there's kind of Saskatchewan, we're those prairie hosts, right? We try to have some good prairie hospitality all the time when visitors come in. So sports and visiting is a big one for us. So there's always there'll be a rush lacrosse game, which is always fun to go to. There's WHL playoffs will be there. So if you're a CHL hockey fan, the Blades should be in a playoff series in that time. So that's one. There's also sports. So if you want to go swimming, there's the Shaw Center that's got diving boards, pool, water slides, all that kind of stuff. There's the Apex Trampoline Park that maybe your team wants to go blow off some steam at. There's the Stoke Center. They've got go-kart, zip line, all that kind of stuff. So all that kind of, activity. But if you want your team to lay low, maybe you bring them to the Wanuskewin Center or the Reme Modern, or bring them to a movie theater, or maybe you go out for a nice team meal. There's a lot of restaurants in Saskatoon to pick from. There's one every 10 feet, I swear. So yeah, between all that, there's enough to do to keep the kids busy and different options, different styles. So should be able to suit everybody and keep everybody happy.
Right
Nice.
on.
I think I missed all of that last year. I was just too busy drinking, but this year I'll be up coaching, so less drinking, more time to check out the city. So
That's right.
Well,
That's
if our opponents want to go drinking the night before, there's a few bars they can check out.
No.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I know Thunder's going down there to win, so
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I know. Like Les had mentioned, the rush game. I believe that Stacy's kind of working on something in the background too, working with lacrosse coordinator to try and get all the teams a great deal on some tickets where we can get everyone kind of seated in the same area so that everyone's not spread out. If we can do that for fairly cheap, and the more tickets we buy, I think talked to the coordinator trying to get a big shout out to Broomball from the rush themselves too. So Les has got some contacts in there. Hopefully he can get us going for that too. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting. I've honestly never been to a rush game yet, so I'm excited to go. I'm heading out there on April 1st. It's the Saturday night one. So I don't know how many
I've never seen any lacrosse live. I played it in like high school, just in gym class and stuff, but I've watched it on TV there, like the NLL and stuff, and it looks exciting on TV, so it'd be cool to get a game out in person. So
right on. So I guess the next thing, Martin, we'll go to you. Is there anything else that the team should know? Like, there's going to be a photographer on site. Obviously, you said you're going to have apparel, right? You're going to have merchandise there and everything else. So is there anything else that kind of stands out that you want any of the teams or coaches to know about?
Well, as far as the apparels, we encouraged everyone to pre-order. So there's going to be some, but limited on site. Napper, which is our sponsor for Broomball equipment, will be on site selling. And he's going to be he's one of the players of the game, or the stars will get some of his gears at one point. We're looking to see if our photographer could do some live pictures and be able to offer them for some of the players who might see them see themselves in action and would like to buy these out. So we're finalizing that approach, and the restaurant on site will be able to accept pre-ordering. So if a team says, I'll be coming in, I'm playing at 2, but I'd like lunch to be prepared, and here's how many I want, we'll be able to have that. And of course the bar's there. So and as stated, entry will be free for everyone, so feel free to come in. If you're coming in from Ottawa, you can even drive for the day and find a nice little place to stay around and watch the game and enjoy the city.
Yeah. Luckily it's not far from me. I mean, I think it's close to Greenfield Park, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right by.
Okay, I was just there last weekend picking up some donuts at Krispy Kreme there, so it's not a far drive.
You're 2 minutes away from the ring when you're in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I might stop in again because they're pretty good. I mean, I had 13 in one sitting, so.
Nice. Okay, Les, what about you? You got anything else you want to share or add?
Yeah, like in the coaches package, there was the option about getting some team action shots. So they're all aware of that. And then we did same as Martin, we did the pre-ordering for the apparel. Uh, nice stuff, beautiful logos, beautiful clothing, and like merchandise now has come such a long way over the decades that, a lot of nice hoodies, nice sweaters, nice, and people care about their logos and stuff. So yeah, it's just all very nice apparel, and we'll have a little bit on hand there. Just, you don't want too much where you're sitting in a mountain of clothes either, but it was nice to have the pre-order, like Martin said, then this way you could choose and pick. So that'll be there. And then another thing we're doing too is we're inviting every school in Saskatchewan to come to watch games. So whether some take advantage of it or not, basically the more eyes we can get on the sports with some kids, the better. The little bit I've been coaching here is seems like if you could get a kid out to try it, they fall in love with the sport. Like I've only seen one kid who's like, nah, maybe not. The rest, it's all like, I want to sign up. I've got kids missing lacrosse to play broomball. I've got kids missing hockey to play broomball. So like if we can just get as many eyes on the sport as possible, and maybe 10 of those hundreds of kids that come play and just makes another team, right? So that's something I'm looking forward to, is hoping we have a lot of schools in the stands cheering us on and stuff too. So that's a little extra we have going on. And yeah, we got some media outlets starting to ask me questions. I want to do interviews and stuff here. I just found out today. So yeah, if we can make it exciting for the province and make it a big deal and get people out who maybe are like, what is broomball anyway? So kind of my goal over the next month is get some eyes on the game.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful. I know our boss, Vero, part of Broomball Canada, she's a teacher at a school, and she just brought a bunch of kids out to play a game against another school in the area. And I had a couple of the kids message me saying they want to try out for our juvenile team next year just from playing it once. Just you get out there and it's a good time. You want to keep doing it. So good to get them out there and just see what it looks like, especially in that type of atmosphere, to see what the national level really looks like. It's a pretty cool experience. So good job. Okay. One more question here for you guys. Who do you think's going to win? And you can't just say the team you're cheering for. Who do you actually think's going to win? Let's start with Martin for the seniors. I need some winners here for what do we got? Women's, mixed, and men's.
Yeah, and masters.
Oh, there's masters as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, unfortunately, I've been out of broomball for too many years, like 5-6 years. So I don't have a good grasp on the external team. But I know the Quebec teams have been really practicing and getting ready to compete hard locally. And I think 2 of them are defending champs. So yeah, not that I'm, cheering for anybody, but I think the Quebec teams will be hard to beat locally in all levels, in all aspects of the teams. So I'm predicting a sweep for Quebec.
In all categories, eh? That's crazy. Good for you.
I can see them definitely doing well. I know that they did well last year, and they've I know there's a couple of kids that I used to play with here in Ontario. They got picked up by some teams from Quebec that will definitely help them out. So it'll be tough to beat them. So I mean, I'll do my best. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you got your work cut out for you, Cam.
Yeah. So, Les, what do you think's going on with the juveniles?
Well, I wish I could be like Martin and just boldly predict a Saskatchewan sweep, but I might go the other way and might get some trouble from some of our locals here. But
just
the thing with the boys is every single boy that plays broomball in Saskatchewan in that category is going to be at that event. So we're all going with our house league teams. We're going to go compete our butts off and try to give everybody a good run. We do have great players in this province. I can see the Quebec Blitz being a strong team again. They only lost one player from last year. I was talking to Max there at the last Nationals, and he's got a young team, and they won with a young team. So I'm assuming they're probably going to be up there. The Moose looks like they won provincials, so I'm sure they've got a strong team. I'm assuming that you guys in Ontario pick up some players to come as well. So the Panthers.
Yeah, I know the Moose. I coached the Warriors. The Moose are taking 3 of our good players, so they'll help them out for sure. And the Panthers took one of our players as well, and a couple of the Gamblers players. So both teams.
Yeah, and I saw the Panthers
fare okay.
0-2 at provincials, but I'm sure they'll pick up some players and come with a way stronger team than what they had at provincials. So it's always tough for us to compete against that many strong athletes, but we'll go. And then, so yeah, I'm kind of predicting a Blitz Moose final is kind of what I'm thinking might happen, but we'll see.
I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement on that one.
And then the girls' side, while the Roadies are still in there, they're still defending champs. They still got their pickups from other towns that makes their team even stronger than their house league team is, which they have a strong house league team. There is a wild card there. I heard that generational talent Marissa Scavlabo might be missing a few games, but their first line is so strong with Kenzie and Ryan that if they throw Jasmine in there or Lizzie or whoever, like they've got a strong team, right? So predicting they'll probably be in there. I'm assuming Cameron's got the Thunder and the Sea Devils joining up, I'm assuming, to come give these girls a run. But
I picked up 2 of the Devils girls, one of the Palmerston girls, and one from Blythe. So we definitely have a stronger team than we did last year. It'll be I can't see us losing, knock on wood, but
yeah, I'm sure the Thunder will be looking for
year, but
Thunder will be looking for revenge too, so there might be that extra chip there too. But yeah, I'm predicting a Roadies Thunder final.
Right on.
I concur.
That's I mean, it's going to be fun either way. It's going to be a great week at both events.
Yeah.
Even though seniors
win or lose, have a good time.
Yeah. Yep. Even though seniors going to be long and grueling, it's going to be hard days, but I think that it's still going to be a lot of fun. Great atmospheres, right? So as always, there's the one final question we ask at every podcast, and I hope you guys have been thinking long and hard. Now, I know, Les, that you said you haven't played much, but you got to have at least one personal best broomball memory that you can share with us.
Well, I'm going to cheat and give you 2. Because in '96, the one time I got to play as a minor broomball player, one of the old Speedballs dads from the 80s put a throw together team. We practiced twice and went to the provincials and actually beat the Odessa champs in round robin. They got us in the final in the end, but to play a sport brand new, that was a great experience, and to beat a team that I've been playing a long time together, that was a good one. And then after not playing forever as an adult, I came in and I got a hat trick my first game. So that was a good memory. And winning gold when we were hosting the provincials in Prince Albert as a team, we won gold that year. So those are my best player memories.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry to disappoint you on your first one in '96. I was the goalie, so I definitely had something to do with that. So
yep. And I actually had a breakaway in the final and you stopped me. So
yeah,
I'm surprised we're friends, actually.
Hey, leave it on the ice, Les. Leave it on the ice, right?
Yeah, good thing we do.
All right. Okay, Martin, you're up.
Well, my personal best memory is, I have to go with this one, is when we won the gold in Ottawa in 2002, I believe, the senior day. When you think about it, because we had been as a team to a few events, but I don't think you do realize all of the efforts and everything you got to put behind it to make it all the way up to the finals. And anything can happen, you know, injuries, bad bounces, bad calls to a certain degree. But to have all of this come together and make it all the way up, when we won the gold in Ottawa at the senior, you know, that remains my best memory at that time.
Winning gold is
Very
always
cool.
a great memory. I know I've got a few of them. So
For sure.
Yep.
So yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys.
All right, and if anyone watching this sees me or Chad at senior or junior nationals and they want to do a little interview, just let us know and we'll ask you some questions. But until
100%.
then, we'll sign off. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Can't wait to see you guys in the coming weeks.
I
Yeah.
feel that we let you guys off easy. We didn't razz you too much, so you're lucky.
There you go.
Wait until
Well, you
wait
got
until
one
the
more
post-tournament.
chance. What do you got? What do you
I got
got?
nothing. I got nothing.
We gotta wait until the
Because you know I'm
post-tournament
ready
podcast
for it.
where we just talk about how bad it was.
Yeah. All righty.
Okay.
Take care,
Have a good
guys.
one.
Thanks
Have a
a
good night,
lot.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Night.